Hello everyone, Tracy here with Paper Closet Designs. Welcome, I'm glad you're joining me today. Today's video is going to be just a little bit different. This is a software video and I want to share something with you that I have been working on. So I get lots of emails asking where I get my paper from. When I do cards or the nugget wrappers or anything like that, the chip bags, I'll always have people ask me, where did you get your pattern paper from? Well, the truth is I usually design my own paper. I do have some favorite artists and I do purchase them and use them, but I honestly make a lot of my own, and so I've decided to start sharing some of those patterns with you. So I'll have some more coming out soon, but today we are going to start with the Super Dad pattern. This is perfect for Father's Day, a male's birthday, just maybe even the 4th of July. Lots of fun things that you can use. So what is digital pattern paper and how do you use it? Well, the first two questions that I get asked a lot are, one, I don't have a 12 by 12 printer, so I can't use digital paper, or it uses too much ink, so I won't use digital paper. And both of those are valid concerns. You do not need a 12 by 12 printer to use the digital pattern paper. You can use your regular desktop printer. You also do not need to print out full sheets of paper, so it's not going to use as much ink as you might think. It's pretty simple. What digital paper is they are 12 by 12 inches. If you were to print a full piece out, it's a 12 by 12 inch piece of paper. It's created at a 300 dpi, so it has a high resolution. But because we're not printing it at that size, you still get a really pretty crisp print with it. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to show you what we're going to do today. So this card over here on the left is the Dad Angled Gate card. This is a new card that I just created in time for Father's Day. And it is cut using cardstock, just your plain colored cardstock. And it is a fun card. However, over on the right, I have done it using the digital pattern paper. And I'm going to show you how to do it. It's really simple. So let's start with Cricut. So I am in Cricut Design Space, and I have the card already uploaded and opened in Cricut Design Space. If you have questions with that, I've got other videos, quite a few videos actually, showing how to upload your image. This is grouped, so we're going to slide it over here to the side and we are going to ungroup it. All right, then I'm going to come to upload, just like I would if I were uploading an image. I want to go this time to pattern fill, so I'm going to click on pattern fill, and then this green button down here changes and says upload pattern. So go ahead and click on that. When you get to this window, you can either drag and drop your files or you can browse. I'm going to browse, and I was already doing a couple of these, so it opens right up to where I saved the files. Now the files need to be unzipped first, and then you can just navigate to wherever you saved them. I would almost suggest, if you start collecting these, to have a file just for your pattern paper, maybe under your pictures or on your laptop, wherever you want. And there it is. So then we are going to go ahead and pick one of the papers that we want to use. I've already uploaded most of these, so we're going to do the Super Dad Grunge. I'm going to click on it to select and hit open. And it's going to open up right here in this window, and it says print then cut pattern. So you can change the pattern name if you want to, and then you can also put it in a colors option if you want to. Doesn't have to do that. And then you're going to click upload. You might get a little thing that says, wow, that's taking a long time to upload, and that's because these files are in a high resolution. And so that's okay that it says that. You'll get this little banner at the top that says pattern loaded successfully, but it does not show in your library. And that's because the patterns don't go into this library with your images. They go somewhere else. So now I'm just going to close upload, and it's going to take us right back to the canvas. And now we can go ahead and use those patterns. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this blue triangle. This is your background piece for the inside back of the card. So I'm going to click on it to select it. I may need to move some things out of the way. There we go. So now that it's selected, I want to come over here to operations, and the first thing I'm going to do is click on the drop down and change this to a print then cut image. Once it's print and cut, now we can come up to this swatch, and under print type, instead of color, we're going to change that to pattern. And then you'll have all of your patterns that you have uploaded showing up. There's the Super Dad paper that we just did, and here are some others from the collection. So I'm going to click on this blue stars. You could use whatever you wanted, but I'm going to click on that one, and it is going to fill that image. Now, it's really, really tiny. This is the other reason I love to use digital pattern paper, and that's because you can resize the pattern itself to fit the piece that you are cutting. So I'm going to go to Edit Pattern, and then we have this little drop down, and if I come over here to Scale, I can slide this and make that pattern as big or as little as I want. So I'm going to go to, about right there. Maybe just a hair bigger. That looks good to me. And now I can close it. And this pattern piece is filled with the stars. Now if I look at that and decide, maybe that's too small, I can come over here and do Edit again and resize it a little bit more. So maybe I want my stars just a little bit bigger. Okay, now I can do the same thing with my two green pieces. I'm going to select both of those. I'm going to come to Basic Cut and do Print Then Cut. And now I can click on the swatch panel. Under Print Type, hit the drop down and do Pattern. And this one we're going to fill with this green. This has the green stars. So I'm going to click on that, and you'll notice that it filled it up over here. I'm going to come to Edit Panel, and I'm going to make it a little bit larger, and then click OK. And now you can see that I have the printed paper. You could do that with the rest of these if you wanted to. I did for the card that I showed you, but you don't have to. So just whichever pieces you want to add a printed paper to, go ahead and do that. Now the next step is we're going to go to Make It. And we don't want to save it. You can if you want to, and then it will be saved with those patterns the next time that you want to cut it. I have saved this enough times, I'm not going to do it. So I'm going to hit Don't Save. I did not plug in my Cricut, so this is as far as I can go, I think. But what's going to happen is it will show up on your first mat all of your printed pieces, and this is all that you're going to print. So you can see that you don't have to print a full 12 by 12 sheet or take a whole lot of ink. It's just going to print those 3 pieces, and it says right here Print and Cut. I would hit Continue. Like I said, I'm not hooked up to anything right now, but then you can go to Send to Printer, and your printer dialog box is going to pick, or the print setup, excuse me, I got ahead of myself. The print setup is going to pop up. If you want to use your printer settings, you can come over here and click on your system dialog, and then when I hit print, the printer dialog box is going to pop up, and I can come down here and change my preferences, pick my printer or anything that I want to do. I have an Epson EcoTank printer. So when I do this, I like to use the quality. I like to use standard vivid. That works really well with my printer. You may need to play around a little bit with your printer to see which setting you get. If I do photo or high, I don't like it. It's too dark, and unless I'm using photo paper, it kind of is runny, so I don't like that. But standard vivid for what I'm doing on my printer is perfect. We're going to go ahead and cancel that and cancel that and come over here and close that. So that is how you would do excuse me, yes, I want to cancel the cut. That is how you would do it on your Cricut. Super, super easy, super fast. The longest part is just downloading those images into your library. Okay, let's go to Silhouette. So this is Silhouette Studio, and I have the file again opened up on my in my window. So I'm going to go ahead and select all of these and slide them off. And then the first thing I want to do is I'm going to open up my page setup window, and I want to come down here to media size, and I am going to hit letter because my printer is a letter size printer. If you're one of those lucky ones that have a 12 by 12, you can do this with your 12 by 12 printer. Once you have your page set up, you're going to come to your registration marks and make sure that those are turned on. That is how you use print and cut in your Silhouette, is you have to have those registration marks turned on. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is we want to upload those images or those pattern papers to our library. So I'm going to go to library. And I've already uploaded them. You can see them right here, but let me just show you what I did. We'll upload one of them. I think I have one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, we have one more. So if I come down here to patterns, this is in your Silhouette Studio. You have patterns. So you're going to come to where it says patterns, and this is where all of your patterns that either you've purchased from the Silhouette store or that you have downloaded yourself are going to show up. So I opened this up, and I actually like to put my pattern paper into subfolders because you get so many of them. So to do that, all you would do is come down, you would click on your pattern and click on new folder, and it's going to bring up a new folder and you can name it. So I have done, my new folder is Paper Closet Designs. Now you can do it under categories, you can do it under story, different stories, simple story. You can do it under, what am I trying to say, themes. So I have patriotic, Easter. You can do it under company names. That would be where I have simple stories, and Paper Closet Designs. So all you would do is you're going to come up to File, go to Library, and then go Import to Library and click on that. And a window's going to pop open, and you are going to navigate to wherever you saved your images. And this one I didn't have quite ready. So there it is. Okay, so there are all of the images. All you'll do is select one, and the one that I have not uploaded yet is the Zigzag Grunge. So I'm going to click it and click OK. And it is going to download it, but it's going to download it in your user file. So it's right over here. If I want to put it into that pattern, all I'm going to do is click on it and drag it over to that folder, and now it shows up under that folder. Putting them in separate folders is not necessary, but I will show you why I do that here in just a second. So let's go back to the Design tab, and the first piece that we are going to do is, again, we're going to do this blue triangle. So I'm going to bring it over to my mat, and I'm going to open up the Fill panel. So I'm going to click on that. This first tab is your colors. This second tab, we're not going to worry about that right now. And the third tab is your fill patterns. So I'm going to click on that. And these first few are the ones that you have that come with your Silhouette Studio when you purchase it. And then you have all of these that are under different file folders. So if I didn't put them in file folders, this first section would just go on and on and on for forever. But I have put them in file folders, so I'm going to scroll down to where it says Paper Closet Designs, and there are all of the patterns that I have downloaded. So now I just need to pick the one that I want. I'm going to do the Blue Star Grunge again, and I'm going to click on it, and it fills my rectangle. If you want to make this bigger, you can just scale it and slide it over, and you see right on your screen how big it's going to get. So we're going to go to about right there. I usually go about 200 when I do this, but you can decide whatever you want. And then we also have a pan pattern. So if I click on that, I get this little crosshairs in the middle, and I can move that around. So if I want that, see right here where the grunge is, if I want that to show a little bit more, I can move it around. Or if I don't want it to show so much, you can pan the pattern and pick out where you want that to show. You could also rotate the pattern if you wanted to. This one, it really wouldn't matter, but if you were doing something that was directional, you could rotate it as well. Okay, so that piece is ready. Next, I'm going to bring over my two green pieces. You want to make sure that they are inside the red line and not on those hash marks. We're going to select both of them at the same time, and then we're going to pick this Super Dad paper. Actually, no, we're going to do this one, the Green Star Badge. Excuse me. And I'm going to click on it, and it fills both of those at the same time. Again, I can come to Scale, and I can make it super big if I wanted to. I'm going to take it down to about 200. That looks good. I could pan it if I wanted to. I could change the angle, but now it is ready to go. So now all we need to do is print this and cut it. So I would come up to my Send window, which is this little icon, and if you hover over it, it says Send to Printer. So I can click on that, and then you get a print preview. It's going to show you exactly what it's going to print. And if I hit print, then my printer dialog box comes up. Again, I want to make sure the correct printer is selected. I can change my preferences if I want to. I would do standard vivid, and then I would hit cancel or OK, and then go ahead and print. I'm going to cancel that because I don't need to print it, and then I would hit print again. Once it's printed, you want to make sure that you do not move these off your mat or in any way at all until you have cut them. So now I would come to Send. Again, not hooked up. I would lay my mat or my paper on my mat just as it shows on the screen, and then I would send it. What will happen is the software will read those registration marks, and then it will cut those red lines right around your printed images. And that is all there is to it. Then you can go ahead and cut the rest of these pieces out of your solid cardstock and go ahead and assemble it the way that you want. And there is that card done up with the printed paper. I hope you have enjoyed this video. I'm going to pull this up. I hope that you will give these pattern papers a try. They're super easy. Thank you for joining me today. Please hit subscribe down below so that you don't miss any of my videos. Give me a thumbs up and have a great day.